Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap, and also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Former SEC official says SEC to drop Ripple appeal next. According to John Reed Stark, a former commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Ripple lawsuit may be the next one to be dismissed. Recently, Stark highlighted the unusual retreat that the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has made from its strong enforcement-driven regulation against the cryptocurrency industry. He stated how the former leadership of the SEC had taken several enforcement actions against cryptocurrency businesses, designating several digital assets as securities through these efforts. Interestingly, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has retreated to abandon some appeals and enforcement actions, as evidenced by its recent rulings. As a point of reference, it terminated its investigation into Uniswap and OpenSea, as well as its case against Coinbase, which it had previously filed, freezing the litigation against Binance. By abandoning two appeals that centered on the question of whether or not cryptocurrency businesses should be classed as securities dealers, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, further retreated from its enforcement posture. Numerous cryptocurrency organizations, such as the Blockchain Association and the Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas, were the ones who initiated the legal proceedings. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, filed an appeal against the verdict on January 17th, just a few days before Gary Gensler resigned, even though a federal judge had determined that the SEC's enlargement of the dealer definition goes beyond the scope of its lawful jurisdiction under the law. Despite this, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, recently issued a one-page notice in which it issued a dismissal of the appeal. The verdict of the federal court was reportedly accepted by the Securities and Exchange Commission, according to a representative for the SEC. The pursuit of the appeal might potentially restrict liquidity in the Treasury market, which would increase the market's volatility. 5 crypto litigation pauses have been filed by the SEC. In the wake of this ruling, Stark asserted that the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, had now halted 5 enforcement cases connected to cryptocurrency in the past few days, so establishing a new record for the Commission. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has already filed 5 SEC crypto litigation pauses since interim SEC Chair Mark Uyeda took over the leadership of the SEC, as Stark pointed out. In addition, he suggested that the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, intends to halt all litigations that are associated with cryptocurrencies until its internal crypto task force, which is directed by Commissioner Hester Pierce, completes its evaluation. A regulatory framework for cryptocurrency is anticipated to be provided by the task force, which is something that should be mentioned. The SEC might throw out the Ripple case. Very soon after the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, recently dismissed several lawsuits linked to cryptocurrencies, Stark predicted that the Ripple lawsuit might be the next case to be dismissed. According to him, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has made it clear that it would not pursue any lawsuit that argues that a digital asset is a security until the Crypto Task Force has completed its evaluation. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has not disclosed to the public whether it will withdraw the appeal against Ripple shortly. Despite this, several knowledgeable individuals, such as attorney Jeremy Hogan and Cherry Empress, have expressed their opinion that the Ripple case is challenging because the parties have previously been granted a court order. Despite the fact that the court determined that Ripple's programmatic sales and other distribution of XRP did not constitute securities, it still imposed a fine of $125 million on the company for breaking the law through its sales to institutional clients. In addition, Judge Torres issued an injunction that prevents Ripple from making any more institutional sales. Empress, on the basis of this verdict, believed that the parties would reach an agreement to lessen the penalty before the case was dismissed. In the Ripple case, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, submitted its opening appeal brief less than a week before Gensler left his position. In April 2025, Ripple will provide its response. As the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, continues to acknowledge exchange-traded funds, ETFs, that are based on XRP. Anticipations are growing for a possible resolution to the Ripple vs. SEC case. A settlement of the XRP litigation is expected to take place soon, according to analysts, in the middle of the Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) efforts to create a regulatory environment in the country that is favorable to cryptocurrencies. James Murphy, a lawyer, has predicted that the Ripple case will be resolved before May 2025, lending credence to the projections that have already been made. The lawsuit over XRP will be resolved before May 2025. Amid growing rumors and conjecture over the XRP lawsuit settlement, James Murphy, popularly known as Meta Lawman, expressed his thoughts. According to the opinion expressed by Meta Lawman in a post on X, the Ripple vs. SEC case might be resolved before April 16, 2025. The appellate brief that Ripple is slated to submit is scheduled to be submitted on April 16th. Before Ripple delivered its appellate brief on April 16, 2025, the attorney suggested that the XRP case could be able to settle. Furthermore, in a commentary on the intricacy of the case, Meta Lawman brought attention to the XRP decision handed out by Judge Annalisa Torres, as well as the higher than $125 million punishment. In the post, it was said that the Ripple situation is more complex than the crypto exchange cases, given the added complexity of the Torres judgment and the disposition of the escrow. The XRP ETF and the Ripple lawsuit. What should you know? As the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, acknowledged XRP ETF applications that were submitted by numerous asset managers, the cryptocurrency world has been buzzing with enthusiasm over the past few days. Companies such as Grayscale, CoinShares, 21 Shares, Bitwise, and Canary Capital are included in this group of investing firms. These acknowledgments, even though they do not ensure the approval of an XRP ETF, do provide more color because they were impossible under the leadership of the previous administration. During Gary Gensler's tenure as the previous chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, many people believed that the XRP Exchange Traded Fund, ETF, could have been nothing more than a pipe dream. According to Meta Lawman, Gary Gensler turned the Securities and Exchange Commission into a political weapon. It is important to note that the acknowledgments made by the ETF in this context are a major indication of a reversal from the skeptical position taken by the previous administration. Nevertheless, according to Meta Lawman, resolving the XRP litigation is essential if the reorganized Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is to regain its credibility. While everything is going on, legal expert Jeremy Hogan is holding out hope that the XRP lawsuit settlement can be reached before May. Additionally, he has made remarks regarding the increased likelihood that the Ripple vs. SEC issue will be resolved before the approval of an XRP exchange-traded fund.